Welcome to Ampersand Ecologies.
Okay, that's off. Now, we are going to be talking about the Vedalken today. The Vedalken are a semi-aquatic humanoid species. They are typically known for their intellect and their scientific merit. They are partially amphibious, and let's go into the stats. I'm going to touch my spellbook because right now it's a little bit soaked. So Vedalken gain +2 to their intelligence during generation and +1 to their wisdom during character creation. Vedalkens age they mature slower than humans do, reaching maturity around age 40, but their lifespan is typically 350 years old, so it's around the dwarven range, with some living to the age of 500. The typical Vedalken are going to be lawful and non-evil, so they're going to be going towards the good and neutral pull on the alignment scale. They get They are typically 6 to 6.5 feet tall. Vedalken have this Dalkin have this certain dispassion for things, and that gives them an advantage to all intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. So it's very hard to affect them with any mind affecting magic, whether it's affecting their let's see, what is it? Whether it's affecting their intellect, their perceptions, or their personality in any sorts of ways. Vedalken can become proficient in one of the following skills of their choice: Arcana, History, Investigation, Medicine, Performance, or Sleight of Hand. They are also proficient with one tool of their choice, and whenever they make that ability check, they get to roll a. Whenever they get to make an ability check using the rolls that they pick from this ability, they get to roll a d4 and add that number to their final results. So they're able to adapt to, well, not adapt, they're able to specialize a lot more heavily. It's very similar to the dragon mark houses, as the dragon marks also give you that +4 to their, no, that 1d4 bonus to their ability scores, the ability rolls. Sorry. Let's see, they are partially amphibious. By absorbing oxygen through their skin, they can breathe underwater up to 1 hour. Once they've reached that limit, they can't use that trait again until they finish a long rest. So what that means is that as they are traveling, they're not going to make any underwater aquatic civilizations, even though they are somewhat affiliated with that. They cannot to make any permanent settlements down there. It will probably help their relations with any aquatic species that tend to show up in the Vedalken homelands, and they will also probably make it, and it will also make it easier for them to do diplomacy due to the fact that they can go underwater for a while, but they're not going to have anything permanent down there. I see the Vedalken being able to make a lot of trade agreements, especially with species that live underwater. That's probably going to be a great boon to them. Well, I'm sorry, I gotta dry this out. Okay, now that that's done with, to the Simic Hybrid. Now, the Simic Hybrid is a artificial species, so they are not naturally occurring. They have to be created through development, through technology and or magic. The Vedalken can change human, elves, and other Vedalken into a Simic Hybrid. And when they do, they replace the original sets of the species with these new ones. They gained a constitution of plus. They have a constitution of +2, and they get to choose any other +1. So they have a free point to spend to boost themselves up. They typically have the same lifespans of the species that their template is based off of, but they age at a slightly accelerated length, so their maximum lifespans are probably reduced somewhat. They have dark vision up to 60 feet, black and white as usual. And once they are changed into this new species, they gain an animal enhancement. When they get altered, they get to choose one of the following 3 abilities, and then they get a secondary ability from the former list, and then a secondary list since they are of a high enough level. Manta glide. They have ray-like fins that they can use as wings to slow their fall, allowing them to glide. When they fall, they aren't incapacitated, which means that if they have the incapacitated condition, they are taken out of it. Neat little rule. They get to subtract over 100 feet from a fall when calculating fall damage, and they can move up to 2 feet horizontally for every 1 foot they descend. So it's an excellent movement option. It's also pretty good for cushioning themselves. Option number 2, Nimble Climber. They gain a climbing speed equal to their walking speed, which is typically 30 feet, and it is 30 feet due to the fact that becoming a Simic Hybrid does kick your speed down to 30 feet to match with their stat block. So Wood Elves, even if they were changed into a Simic Hybrid, they would not have that extra climbing ability if they gained these. And they also have the underwater adaptation. They can breathe air and water, and they have a swimming speed equal to their walking speed. That's very good for populating the lower areas, especially underwater, and they also have an enhanced swim speed. Typically, so out of those 3 options, as before, they are going to be split evenly. So at least a third of all Simic Hybrids are going to be able to breathe underwater, a third are going to be able to climb very well, and another third are going to be able to glide. Once they reach 5th level, their bodies evolve further, developing new characteristics. They can choose one of the previous options or these new 3 options. A grappling appendage. They gain 2 special appendages growing alongside their arms. They can choose whether there are claws or tentacles, and as an action, they can use one of them to try to grapple a creature. Each one is also a natural weapon, which they can use to make an unarmed strike. If they hit with it, it's bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 plus their strength modifier. So bludgeoning damage instead of the typical calculation. Immediately after hitting, they can try to grapple the target as a bonus action. These appendages can't precisely manipulate anything and can't wield weapons, magic items, or other special equipment. Option number 2 from 5th level, Carapace. They gain a +1 bonus to AC when they're not wearing heavy armor. So that will nullify their enhancement, but medium armor, by the rules, would be fine with this enhancement. They also have Acid Spit. They can spray acid from glands that are in their mouth, targeting one creature or object within 30 feet. The target takes 2d8 acid damage unless it succeeds on the dexterity saving throw against a DC equal to 8 plus their constitution modifier plus their proficiency bonus, which in a baseline is +2. So that's 10 plus their constitution modifier until they reach higher levels in 5th edition. This damage increases by 1d10 once they reach 11th level, which becomes 3d10, and 17th level, which becomes 4d10. They can use that trait a number of times equal to their Constitution modifier, a minimum of once if they have a negative Constitution, and they regain all expended uses of it when they finish a long rest. Now, due to the fact that the Simic Hybrid gain 1 feature at 1st level, that means once the species has been changed from the one to the other, they are going to have 3 options. And since they get to keep those 3 options along with those other 3, these 3 options are going to be exceptionally common amongst Simic Hybrid, while the Grappling Appendage, Carapace, and Acid Speed are going to be a lot more rare, due to the fact that they also cannot choose anything else after that. on average, the first three from the first level, the Mantic Glide, Nimble Climber, and Underwater Adaptation, are going to be a lot more common than the Grappling Appendage, the Carapace, and the Acid Spit. Now, since we've gone over that, it's time to put them on our map. We are going to be placing them since Vedalken don't exist in real life, and they don't really have any let's see, linguistic origins anywhere other than being fish people. That's a little bit too vague for my taste. I'm going to go based off of their Magic the Gathering element land type, which is water, and their water land type is island. Due to the fact that Vedalken typically live in, they have to be summoned using island cards, that means they come from island regions. And the place in the world with the most islands is going to be Indonesia, specifically around the Philippines, just south of Vietnam. They're going to be signified with this 4. Let's see. There we go. And there. And just like that, I hope you have a wonderful evening. If you have any questions, please comment down below. I'll appreciate it. And I'll get to you as soon as I can. And let's see. Hope you have a fantastic day.